Black & Decker, one of the biggest household brands in the marketplace. Everyone knows Black & Decker. What have we got for you here? We have got, I'm just going to slide this to one side because we've got a lot to talk about. So we got the Black & Decker 18 volt combi drill in a blow molded case. Let's have a look what we get. We get two 1.5 amp hour lithium ion batteries. We get a combi drill and we get a charger, all in the one carry case. Let's just move it at one side so we can have a quick look at the machine. So let's slide one of the batteries on the bottom. Very easy to do so. Literally just push. That's it, it's locked in. So what have we got here? We've got a 10mm keyless chuck. Now this is a 2-sleeve keyless chuck. What that means is to tighten the bits up, you can spin the machine up, but to actually lock it, we take both hands and we lock the chuck, just for purposes of seeing, just like so, and the bit's locked in. So it's a two-handed chuck. So let's have a look at the front of the machine. What have we got on there? We have got 10 torque settings. So with torque settings, they're used for putting things like screws in. So if we had a particular size of screw and we wanted to do a lot of screws on the same piece of timber, but we didn't want to have to each time estimate where we're going to drill it down to, we start off with the lowest torque, and that will give us resistance. And that resistance will then drive the screw in maybe 1/2 inch to start with. We then dial up to torque 2, which will then take it down, say, another 3 or 4 mil, and we get the desired torque that we require to make it flush. And once we've got that torque, every screw from there on will stay flush. On the top here, you've also got hammer action. So for your red and brown plugs, we put it onto speed 2, and literally all we do is we drill in and push on the back of it and it will hammer away. I'll see if I can get the hammer action on there for you. You hear the noise? That's basically 2 cogs rubbing together that give us the hammer action, and you can put your red and brown plugs in with this tool. So as I explained, it's also got 2-speed. So speed 1 will give you the highest torque. Now when I talk about torque, if we're using things like flat bits or auger bits, we want to get the most torque we can, because otherwise the machine is going to cut out. Being lithium ion, if it overloads, the machine will stop. You will then have to disengage the trigger and re-engage the trigger to get it started. So on a torque 1, you're going to get your highest torque. So auger bits, flat bits, perfect. So that explains the 2-speed action on there. We've also got variable speed on the trigger. Now variable speed on trigger allows us to put 1 or 2 screws in, and we've got precise working, rather than put it in, oh, it's too deep. We can actually slow the machine down and do so. So on that, I'd probably set that to speed 1, which is easiest, and that will give you the slowest speed. This machine also comes with a lovely rubber overmold at the back. The idea behind the rubber overmold is obviously if you've got slippery hands, you've got perfect grip. The trigger, as I said, is variable, but you've also got forward and reverse. Now, if we want to take screws out, obviously we're going to need the reverse action. You've got your small LED light here, which is always illuminated when you've got your finger on the trigger. It comes complete with 2 1.5 amp hour lithium ion batteries and a charger. But that's not it. That is a cracking deal in its own right. 18 volt combi, 2 batteries, charger. But what will make that even better? Let's give you everything you need to start the job. So we've got a 150 piece accessory set here. Let me show you what you've got in there. Just move the machine out of the way so that you can see it. So we flip it open, and that is what you call a mug's eye for. You have got everything you need. You've got wood drill bits, you've got masonry bits, you've got high speed bits, you've even got precision screwdrivers, you've got Allen keys in there, you've got hex bits as well, and on the right hand side you've got every screwdriver bit you could possibly imagine, even down to the square bits that you require now for some of the screws in the marketplace. You've also got a selection of red and blue plugs and yellow plugs and some screws in there, and a very handy tool. Very handy indeed. If you don't know what size drill bit you're actually using and you can't see, because obviously as we all get older we can't read the small print, we can literally use this gauge and it tells us what size by just putting the bit into it. Now that is a real deal. So pop into your local Real Deal stockist and have a look at this cracking product from Black & Decker.